Welcome to this Wordfire YouTube video, where today we're going to be looking at some of the fancy terrain crate packs from Mantic Games. So here we have the town centre. So some obviously paint up models on the front, and on the back you can see all the models you get. So a huge range of different things here. Great, let's have a look inside. So, one thing went flying there. We've got two trays of stuff here. Okay, let's look at this one first. So, here, this is part of a gallows set. So there's a separate part that stands up there, and a trapdoor underneath. So it's a really nice bit, this actually, paints out really well. The only thing I think it's missing, which I added from one of the other sets that Mantic make, is these would normally work with a lever, so there should be a lever here. So I took something from one of our other dungeon sets. We've got some walls, so these are dry stone walls. How many did you get here? Let's have a little look. 1, 2, 3 long walls and 2 shorter ones. Yeah, they're very good. So they're a bit, look at these, they're a bit bendy. Don't worry about that. So what you do is you put them under the steam from a kettle or something like that, and then they become very pliable, this PVC does. And then you dip them into cold water, and once you've bent them into the shape you want, and it's very good. And once they've been in the cold water, they stay like that forever. I really like this one, the broken down one. It's very nice. I've seen some fantastic painting up of these dry stone walls. They really can look really, really good. And they stand up very nicely as well, just on their own, to be honest. Yeah, they're good. So not masses of walls, but enough. I mean, it's a town set, it's not just a wall set. There's this odd thing here. This is like an obelisk sort of thing. The town set. I must say, this one's not great. It's ended up being quite warped. And yes, I think the hot water trick would work, but because it's such thick, this one, I think it might never quite look quite right. I must say, I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for. I'm not sure what, yeah. I'm not sure I'd ever use that, if I'm honest. Interestingly, this wasn't in the Kickstarter. This was an extra bit that you could get only in the purchase version, only in the set, in fact. And I don't even want it. So, we've got a few bags in here as well, 2 bags of a ton of bits and pieces. These are great. So we've got loads of different stuff. We've got barrels, boxes, sort of barricades of broken down tables and a bit of a door, just some logs, some rubble, stone rubble, more stone rubble. We've got, what is that, a little skull, 1, 2 little skulls, and a set of 3, and then a separate 1 little rats as well, all tiny little things. Very nice though, I like all of that. Little heads and skulls are a nice little feature. It's a bit tiddly, but there'd be nice little bits to put them onto other things. In the second box, second bag I should say, we've got the end posts for the walls. Okay, they're just the end posts for the walls, that's fine. You don't have to use them, of course, but they're available. These, I've never had these actually, these are really good. So, a couple of hay bales, very nice. Very, universally useful for anything from medieval to modern times, really. This is the hangman's noose, I should say, for the other bit. So you see that it fits on like that. You can see again, this needs a bit of this needs a bit of the hot water treatment. It's a bit bendy, and then you just super glue it in there. That's fine. That'll look great actually. And you can see this in a Wild Western setting. I don't know. I could easily see that in the Wild West. Yeehaw. What else have we got here? We have an anvil. There's a hefty anvil, isn't it? Look at that. That is a weird looking anvil. Fine though, that'll look good. And there's a few other sort of bits for like, we've got a stone, a wheel for sharpening knives, shovel, wheelbarrow. Words are escaping me at the minute. Oh, well, that is. Just a little rope hanging off a hook. Don't know what that's for, particularly, but Got two of them. This is a water pump. This is actually a fairly more modern style water pump. It's like a Victorian style water pump, and that's meant to go into this one, I think, which is the horse trough. I think that's right. Yeah. This it's not got a great detail on the bottom there. It's got these sort of odd points where the plastic's been made. So if you filled that, if you had some resin or something and filled that, it would look fantastic, but not quite so good without it. We've got a couple of bits here for the blacksmith set, which is part of the other stuff we'll come to in a minute. So this is the bellows. We've got a little bucket. Oh yeah, that's horse poo. A little bit of horse poo, just what you need. A wheel. This is a spare wheel, I think. Yeah, I think it's a spare wheel, so that's quite nice. Wheels are always good for bits of terrain, aren't they, to put next to buildings and things. What else have we got on here? These are some other bits, obviously, for the blacksmiths. Yeah, another bellows and stuff. Right, that's all the bits from that tray. In the other tray, we have some more bits. So here is, let's have a look at it. Here is the furnace. So that goes up against a wall, you can see there. So put that up against a wall, that look quite good. It's got its own flue on the top, very nice. I like that one actually, like that. We have a well with a bucket hanging beneath it. This is a really nice piece actually. I think that's really good. Put that in the centre of the table, looks brilliant. We've got a wagon. Oops, there we go. A wagon and a horse to pull it, and its own poop, obviously. We saw it before. Now this always needs, the horse is fine. The horse is really nice actually. The wagon always needs a bit of TLC for the hot water testing. You can see that it's just all a bit warped, isn't it? But that's easy to fix. Relatively easy to fix. We've got a whole bunch of foodstuffs. We've got some of my less favourite bits here. So these are canopies for trading with. There are large ones, 2 large ones and 2 smaller ones. But you can see, oh, this is probably the best actually. So they stand up okay, but they're a bit spindly, so they all need the hot water treatment. And look at the difference between those two. They all need hot water treatment. They'll be fine, but I think they're probably best when they're glued to a base because they're still a bit flimsy. So glue them to a base and mount them as a feature rather than just like put them down as scatter. The final thing inside this box is this bag here. So what have we got? We've got another well. I don't know why I need 2 wells. Why do we need 2 wells? Okay, but they're nice wells though, so that's okay. I'll live with that. What else have we got? Ah, yeah, so we've got a series of tables. These are tables with sort of like a draped linen thing on them. And you can then put on top, you can put, or separately, you've got a whole bunch of, yeah, separately probably. These things are trays, and then there's a whole bunch of different foodstuffs to put inside here. I like this. There's enough foodstuffs to fill out both of them, so that's really good. There's a couple of stocks. Again, probably don't need 2, but they're fine. A bit more food here. Just some random wood, really, you know, logs and stuff. Very nice. These are the other bits of food stuff. And then back to these 2 here, you can put food stuff on top of this. So we've got some fish, and we've got some, what's that, meats, isn't it? So it's like a ham and a chicken. So you can see them there. They, put my hand behind so they don't fall off. So they're preparing the foodstuffs. Yeah, really good. Great, so that was the town centre set. So some really good stuff there, really useful, quite well made. A few bits, particularly these sort of bits, the wagon and these things need a lot of remoulding, but that's quite simple to do. And yeah, it's a good kit. Plenty of stuff for scatter terrain and for more detailed sort of town stuff as well. But you can use a lot of in dungeons as well. So fantastic. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. And please check out the Way to Fire Facebook page and the Way to Fire podcast. Bye.